Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. What a fantastic result for West Ham last night. Everton 1, Aston Villa 2. It was a good game as well, actually. Thoroughly enjoyed watching it. I thought it was the best Villa performance since Jack Grealish got injured. And we needed that little bit of luck. The luck started before the game. Ahmed Rodriguez injured. I don't know if he got injured in the warm-up, but I've seen the starting 11 for Everton. Rodriguez was in there, then Iwobi ended up starting for them as well. So hopefully he's injured for next weekend as well. That'd be good if West Ham don't have to face him. But decent game. Ollie Watkins scoring an individual header at the back, and everything just don't quite look the same without Michael Keane at centre back. But Ollie Watkins getting the goal, then Calvin Lewin scored, and then a decent goal from El Ghazi as well. A fantastic win for West Ham. That means we're now 3 points ahead of Everton, with our game in hand, obviously, and that is tomorrow night against Burnley. So should we win that, we go 6 points clear. And I think that we are 2 wins away from qualifying for European football. What a fantastic position to be in. Those wins, of course, have to be Burnley on Monday, and then next weekend we take on Everton ourselves. Should we win both fixtures, we will be 9 points clear of Everton with 3 games to go. And I just cannot. They have a slightly better goal difference than us, but that would require us losing all 3 fixtures and then winning all 3 fixtures. And I just cannot see that happening. So should we win against Burnley and beat Everton next weekend, West Ham will finish at least 7th in the league, which at the moment qualifies for the Europa Conference League. I know, not everybody's favourite competition, but that is a minimum. And what an achievement that would be. 3 games to go as well, to know that we are finishing 7th in the Premier League at least, barring absolute chaos at the end of the Premier League, and it just won't happen. It just won't happen. So beat Burnley, beat Everton. We're in European football next season. Obviously today we've got 2 big fixtures for us. Manchester United take on Liverpool, so fingers crossed Man United do us a bit of a favour. Then obviously Tottenham take on Sheffield United later on as well. So we'll be praying that Sheffield United can do us a favour. Leicester drop points as well. I'm not bothered about Leicester. We ain't catching Leicester City. That's not happening. We're not getting in there. The only team that we might catch for 4th is Chelsea. But all we're doing now is winning in order to keep the points differentiation the same. And I'd be surprised if Chelsea drop out of that top 4 now. They're looking like a really, really good side at the minute. Hard to beat. It was what you would call a professional performance against Fulham. I guess Fulham were a little bit plucky. They had a go at them, but it was easy enough for Chelsea. Anyway, before I get any further, Patreon. We're going to have to promote Patreon. Although some people must get sick of it, so skip the next minute or something if you don't want to listen about Patreon. But the reason we're promoting it is because it's the 2nd day of the month, and it's the best values to join up. Because when you join up, you get charged on the day, and then you get charged on the 1st of the month. So if you join today, you've got the whole of May before you get charged again on the 1st of June. It is a monthly subscription, but at the minute, we've got a bit of an offer on. If you join up for the year, you have to pay for the year up front, but if you join up for the year, you get 10% off. It's from £3.60 per month, including VAT, so a minimum of £3.60 per month, and you unlock new content. Myself and Gonzo will be starting a new podcast next week. We've been saying we'll do it for a while, but obviously circumstances in both our personal lives have dictated things and we've not been able to do it. But now things are settling down a little. I say settling down a little bit. Mine's a way to get a bit chaotic again. But I'll explain for the patrons. I'm going to do a video on the Patreon channel sort of later on in the week or next week or something, but I'll make it available for everybody to watch as well, just to explain what's going on at Hammers Chat. We're trying our best to make this our full-time job. We're about 65% the way there, so the more people that join up, the more likely this is to be mine and Gonzo's full-time job, and Charlie's part-time job as well, which would be ridiculously good. So anyway, I'm going to shut up about Patreon, but we've just got to nudge people along a little bit, because the more people that sign up, the more likely we are of making this our job. If not, I say we're going to have to go get other jobs, and it may impact the amount of content we can do, the amount of videos we can do. I've been trying to do one a day on both channels. The content's a bit slim, but I've got a couple of ideas for series. I was keeping them for the summer, what with no Premier League football, but I might have to start them a little bit earlier just to get into the swing of things. But anyway, I'm going to shut up. If you want to find out more, go to patreon.com/hammerschat. The link's in the description and the pinned comment of this tweet, or email us hammerschat@gmail.com if you want to find out a little bit more information. But from £3.60, and all the support from everybody has been fantastic so far. We massively appreciate it. Now tomorrow night, there's a little rumour that Mark Noble is injured. Obviously, social media is a bit quiet at the minute. A lot of people are taking a stand and going off social media for a few days, so that sort of means the news is sort of less verified, if you like. There's a rumour going around that Mark Noble could be out for tomorrow night's fixture, which would be a massive blow. I know he's not everybody's favourite player or things like that. A lot of people are suspicious about him and being a first team player at West Ham. But I think he's been brilliant since he's come in for Declan Rice. I think he's performed really well. And I know that David Moyes alluded to the fact that we're conceding a lot of goals because we don't have Declan Rice. But I don't think that's pointing in the direction to Mark Noble. I don't think it's Mark Noble's fault. It's just that we generally are missing Declan Rice. And I think Mark Noble would be the first person to suggest that as well. But I think he's performed pretty good. I think Mark Noble's done really well. I think he's done better than a lot of us anticipated too. So losing him tomorrow night would be a massive blow for us. But the question would be, what would David Moyes do if Noble is injured? There was a lot of rumours that Jesse Lingard is injured as well, but that's not true. Jesse Lingard is available for tomorrow night, I believe. He has looked a little bit suspect in the last couple of games. Lingard, he's gone down a couple of times and took a minute to get back up again. But the Mark Noble injury, what would we do? I think there's only one solution. I think there's two. Actually, there's more than two possible solutions. There's only two natural solutions as far as I'm concerned. A, you play corner commentary, which I'm not going to lie, I wouldn't like to see, because Burnley are a physical team. It would be quite a demanding game for Conor Coventry and say, well, you know, you're getting thrown into this, because tomorrow night's a massive game. Make no mistake, Moyes said this isn't a pivotal fixture. I think he's trying to take the pressure off the team a little bit. This is a pivotal fixture. Like I said, we're potentially two wins away from European football, and the first one is tomorrow night. We need to win. I wouldn't be adverse to seeing Conor Coventry. I want to see youth players play at West Ham. And he's been in the Irish team and that, and so there's a lot. I expect Conor Coventry to play first team football for West Ham. There's a lot of players always linger on the edges of getting called up to the first team, making an appearance, and they never quite do it, and then they disappear off into the Championship or League One or whatever like that. Martin Samuelson's an excellent case in point. You know, he was sort of in and around the first team. Would he get called up? Would he not? We went to Hull and he sort of disappeared away from there. I don't think Conor Coventry is going to do that. I think he will stick around. But I'm just not sure that we will start a player in such a pivotal game like that for his first team debut for the Hammers. That leaves option B, which is play Pablo Fornals in centre midfield. I've been a big advocate of playing him in there. I've wanted to see Pablo Fornals play centre midfield because I don't think he's got the pace to play in a front three or anything like that. But I think he's got the technical craft, if you like, to play in centre midfield, to dictate play. And I think he would actually be our most like-for-like replacement for Mark Noble, someone that's comfortable on the ball, but perhaps isn't, the quickest player, perhaps doesn't cover the field as much. But my worry with that would be, how is his positional sense, I guess? And there's only one way to find out. There is plenty of other options, and that would probably be square pegs in a round hole, and I would imagine that's what we will see. If Mark Noble is injured, I'd imagine we will see someone play centre midfield that isn't a centre midfielder. Ben Johnson, Ryan Fredericks, I'm not sure who, but I think that would happen. Unless we get a surprise. I still think, I've got a hunch. Out of the injured four, Creswell, Masuaku, Antonio and Declan Rice. Out of the injured four, I've got a hunch at least one of them's fit. At least one of them. I'm not sure which. Actually, if I had to have a guess, it would be Mikel Antonio, because like I said in the preview, in the press conference for tomorrow night's game, David Moyes said, we're trying to get them all back, not just Mickey. And I thought that was a really weird comment to make. Why would you say that? Because the reporter didn't say, the person asking the question didn't specifically ask about Mikel Antonio returning from injury. It was just like a general question about the injuries concerning the players of West Ham. And Moyes' answer specifically sort of pointed out Mikel Antonio. And we know he can be a bit sort of mind games with his interviews. We've seen that with Lucas Fabianski. I can't remember what game it was. David Moyes was in the press conference. He said, oh yeah, he's not been in training yet, we don't know, we'll have to wait and see. And the club had literally put up a photo of Fabianski in training earlier that morning. Now obviously Moyes didn't know that, the club didn't know Moyes was going to say that, so that sort of we let the cat out of the bag ourselves. But I noticed this week, even prior to the social media campaign that's ongoing, the club have been very restrictive with what photos they've been putting on social media. There's not been much training images going up, which is unlike them. Usually every day they're putting up pictures of certain players in training and stuff like that. And they put up a photo which had, I think it was them that put up a photo, if not it's been sort of circulated on social media this week, of Declan Rice in training. And the photo was old. The photo was from last week because he's wearing the exact same outfit, the same trainers, the weather's the same, everything's the same. It's the exact same photo as a week ago, which would suggest that if it was a club that put that photo up, they're trying to almost mislead people into thinking that Declan's only just returned to training. I'm not sure it will be Declan, because I think it'd just be a bit too soon, but I don't think he's too far away. And for the second game, like I said, there's 2 pivotal games for us now. We beat Burnley. We keep talking, we keep saying we've got 4 or 5 cup finals left, haven't we? We've got 5 cup finals left as it stands. But Everton really would be, it's almost like a Conference League shootout. If Everton win, they're back in the game. They might get Europa League football. We win, that's it. We've got it. A draw, I think it just kicks the can down the road a little bit and we will still secure it. That win last night for Villa at Goodison Park was massive for West Ham. I was really happy watching it. I was genuinely celebrating Villa's win as if West Ham had scored a goal, because it was a victory for West Ham. And of course you don't want to rely on other teams and stuff like that, but you have to sometimes. That's football. Sometimes you've got to rely on other teams. Make no mistake, Chelsea tomorrow night will be praying Burnley takes something out against us, as will Jurgen Klopp, as will Ryan Mason. They'll all be praying that Burnley gets something against West Ham. So there's no shame. I don't feel bothered wishing other teams to take points out of our immediate opponents in the league. It does not bother me at all. I quite like it actually, watching Everton Villa, knowing that actually it benefits West Ham. I get a bit of enjoyment out of watching a game that I am a neutral, but having an interest in it, if you know what I mean. It makes a big difference from watching Fulham West Brom praying that it's a draw or something, because then we can go away from the bottom 3. It's just been really enjoyable the last few weeks watching games, including teams that are usually in the Champions League or whatever, knowing that their results impact us. And I'm waiting to do it again today. Wait to watch Man United Liverpool, knowing that West Ham sit in between those teams with 5 games left of the Premier League, knowing that result could heavily impact where West Ham United finish this season. It's a fantastic feeling. Anyway, there you go. Potentially 2 wins away from the Europa Conference League at least, with 3 games to spare. What an achievement that would be. I'm excited. It's made me even more excited for tomorrow night's game. But you can join us an hour and 5 minutes live before the kick-off. Myself and Gonzo will be live with the build-up show with all the team news and stuff. We'll also have our video tomorrow morning for the patrons. For you that aren't a patron, we do a morning show on every match day with any updated news or stuff, and we'll have a little chit chat. Half of it's not even about football, half of it's just about whatever's going on in our lives or something. It's pretty random. It sounds strange, but you'll enjoy it. And then tomorrow night for the patrons, we've got the player ratings, which comes after the match review as well. But like I said, massive thank you to everybody who's joined up to support us, and a massive thank you to all I would ask is, if you aren't a patron or you're thinking about it, please get in touch with us, have a little chat with us, find out more, click the link and go have a little read, because the support's massive, and the closer we can get to that 100%, means we can do this as our job, and that's our dream now. That is our dream. But anyway, I'm going to disappear. Drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you tomorrow night. 2 games from European football. Mental.